Well, you know, it's always nice to see Nagini getting more work after Harry Potter, even if it is in this mess of a movie. In King Arthur Legend of Sword, Arthur was taken to be raised in a brothel to escape death as a child, but returns to his homeland and pulls the legendary Excalibur from stone, starting a war with the current king on who is the rightful heir of the land. Now, thanks to AMC Theaters, I was blessed with an advanced screening of King Arthur Legend of Sword, and King Arthur comes from Guy Richie, director of those Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock films, Snatched, and The Man from U.N.C.L.E., which I found to be extremely underrated. Now look, someone needs to restrain Guy Richie and tell him to calm the hell down, because King Arthur Legend of Sword is a mess, an absolute ugly mess, and features 2 hours of chaotic pacing and jarring editing. Seriously, this movie should come with a warning sign informing you that you may receive whiplash due to the amount of tonal shifts in this movie. Seriously, King Arthur shifts tones like Taylor Swift shifts in between boyfriends. Is it a dark fantasy epic? Or a Guy Ritchie slapstick comedy? I don't know. Also, the visuals looked unfinished, and the plot honestly can never stay focused long enough so that we can care about these characters or the situations that they're in. Seriously, the first 30 minutes of this movie are awful. Like, seriously, so bad and insanely rushed and all over the place. And this film offers probably the ugliest title card I've seen for a film in quite some time. Ugh. Look, I'll give credit where credit is due. I do think Charlie Hunnam and Jude Law are pretty good in their roles, and they do the best of what they've been given, but they can't save this film from so many glaring issues smothered all over the screen. And as for the characters, they're pretty basic and one-dimensional. I mean, like, Jude Law is just a typical villain. He just wants to keep the throne, and, you know, his motivations outside of that just don't get much development. And as for Arthur himself, he doesn't get much growth as a, you know, as our hero, in my opinion. Yes, he has a backstory. We watch it play out in the first, you know, opening sequence, but we also see that opening sequence like 10 times throughout the film through pointless flashbacks. And as for the action sequences, I think they are very hit or miss, you know. I definitely liked one where the gang is trying to escape the city after an assassination. I thought that was fun, but for the most part, you know, it's just an overblown CGI fest that doesn't even already look good. So like the final battle looks absolutely terrible. You feel like you're just watching cutscenes from a video game that's not even finished yet. Now look, it is a Guy Ritchie film, so the movie is constantly fast paced, and I think this movie really would have benefited from taking some time to breathe. Let us get to know these characters, get to experience this world, because we're barely in one scene and then we're on to the next, you know, and the movie's just jumping all over the place and has too much going on. It feels very bloated at times. Overall, King Arthur Legend of Sword is a mess. It's chaotic with tonal shifts every other scene and no clear focus on what movie it wants to be. It's a Guy Ritchie film, so it's certainly entertaining, but an entertaining mess nonetheless. As the score goes, I'm going to give King Arthur Legend of Sword a 2 out of 5. So you guys, there you have it. That was my early review for King Arthur Legend of Sword. I will admit though, when walking out of the theater, it did seem like I saw a different movie, because a lot of people did mention that they liked this film. So maybe you'll like this film and I just didn't. So let me know in the comment section below what you think of King Arthur if you saw this movie. And until next time, you guys, I'm the Slasher Movier, and you guys have just been slashed.